celebrate our 20th anniversary in 2020, this is Digicopy 20 for 20. In this 20 for 20 video, we feature Digicopy Stevens Point customer Learning Props. Bev Schumacher has been an educator for over 40 years, serving as a parent involvement coordinator at a nationally recognized center, taught in the classroom, trained child care professionals, authored articles, and books. Learning Props grew out of the work Schumacher was doing with school districts and their families.
As I was looking for those kinds of resources that were out there, I didn't find any. And we at the time were doing a lot of printing of t-shirts for, my husband was very involved with the soccer program. And I spoke to the gentleman that I was picking up these t-shirts from, and I said, Scott, can you print games on fabric? And he said, yeah, sure. Well, that's where we started. So I started doing educational games, and because books are a nice complement, we added books to them as well.
The main product of Learning Props is an education game bag, including a book printed by Digicopy.
And then along the way, I started adding other silly things like I made home visits, families missed me, and I said, now what do I do? And I started making a product called door hangers so that I could communicate with missed families with a message on their doorknob.
Schumacher realized early on how busy families are, and the Learning Props educational kit and books gives families an outlet to do special activities together.
So we're constantly trying to give parents information about what that skill looks like, so that as they're working with their child, they know what they should be expecting or how the skills all fit together into the whole learning spectrum. I get feedback from parents who say, oh my gosh, this was really fun. Oh, I would have never had time to put something like this together. And what's so rewarding is hearing the feedback from parents when their child enjoys the activity and they have that one-to-one time with their child doing that.
Learning Props had been producing books for their game bags in China, but the minimum production numbers were in the thousands. Too much inventory to hold for a small company.
And I was working with a company in Stevens Point doing our production, but I needed to look at doing something like on-demand printing, so I didn't have high quantities of books, especially as we started to introduce Chinese English books and Arabic English books. That was just a whole lot of different titles to carry. So someone recommended that I contact Digicopy. I'm a Stevens Point graduate. I had no idea Digicopy existed in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, and found Digicopy and have been very, very pleased. We have produced the books now in 3 different languages with Digicopy printing.
Schumacher is looking forward to retirement, but needs to reduce the number of games in her inventory.
But what I have been doing, and Digicopy is kind of helping me with it right now, is I have taken a book that I co-authored back in 2003 about working with families, so parent engagement. And I've taken that book and I've re-edited since the COVID virus hit. There's been a lot of extra time in my schedule, and so I'm working on getting that created. Hopefully we will have a print copy and print on demand, and then also hopefully work with Digicopy to work with someone who we can offer it as an ebook as well. And I see that my ideal situation would be that we could do a little bit of travel and I could go out and do some trainings and workshops with teachers to help them work more effectively with parent engagement.
Digicopy is proud to work with Learning Props and thanks them for sharing their story. This is Digicopy 20 for 20.